If there's one thing I've always loved, it's cooking myself a good meal. And I mean a really good meal. But I gotta say, lately I've been so busy, I think I'm just running out of ideas. I always go to the store and I'm so overwhelmed. I mean, do I want a zucchini or a cucumber? Do I want this? Do I want that? Not to mention, I don't know how fresh these ingredients are, and I'd like to know that I'm eating quality food. HelloFresh gets me right out of that cooking rut. It takes the guesswork out of meal planning, and there's over 40 recipes to choose from every single week. Not to mention, the produce is farm to door for peak ripeness for a bunch of different chef-crafted recipes. So come on, what are you waiting for? Go to hellofresh.com/50shadow and use code 50shadow for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50shadow. Use code 50shadow for 50% off plus free shipping to receive America's #1 meal kit.
This is Shadow Realm.
Previously on Shadow Realm.
Taw's accident and death, it wasn't a coincidence. We need to find Kamaal.
But where is he?
In the light-filled plains. I'll show you. Come on, let's go. There he is.
Where?
In the distance, I could see Kamaal. He was sitting alone on some sort of grassy hillock, looking sad and bewildered, his knees drawn up to his face, rocking himself back and forth.
Arya, wait up!
Kamaal!
Oh man, Arya, you're back, finally! I was so worried. Oh, and your friend Mo. I think I know who she is. Mo is short for Mohini.
So...
Mohini means enchantress.
You've gotta be kidding me.
And that's exactly what she did. She took you away and distracted you. And... Wait, is this Mohini? Oh no, I see her too. Leave me be, enchantress. Arya, cover your eyes.
Kamaal? This is Saara, my friend from home. Home meaning San Francisco.
Hi, Kamaal.
Saara, this is Kamaal, my new friend I've been telling you about.
Prove it.
I will. The medicine woman gave me this lotus flower to protect me. She said that when it's open, it indicates the truth. When the lotus is closed, what you're thinking about is an illusion. So as you can see, it's open, which means congratulations, you and Saara are real.
Really? I'm not an illusion? Who knew?
And guess what, Arya? My name means lotus.
For real? Kamaal means lotus?
Yep.
Oh man, I was blown away. Ma had told me hundreds, if not thousands of times in my life that we were all named for a certain reason. My name means protector of the people, and Kamaal's means lotus, the gift that the medicine woman gave to protect me. I now had no doubt at all that Kamaal was an integral part of my story.
What a beautiful meaning for your name, Kamaal.
Thank you.
Well, one thing's for sure. You're both here, which means you're both meant to be with me on this journey. And I don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but I'll take care of you. And if it's the last thing I do, I'll make sure you get back home safely.
Then can you do something about my grumbling stomach? I'm hungry. Is there anything we can eat around here?
I'm hungry too.
It's not exactly a bag of chips, but there is a fruit tree over there.
I looked over and saw a strange-looking tree with an enormous taproot that twisted around to look like some sort of human form. Its branches hung low because they were weighed down with some apple-sized golden fruit, inviting to be picked.
Wow, these are the biggest apples I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't think they're apples, Kamaal. In fact, I don't know what they are.
Doesn't matter, I'm starving. This'll do. Looks juicy.
Saara, wait. Do you really think we should be eating something from here? I mean, a mystical dimension? We really just don't know.
Well, do you have any other ideas?
Saara, any fruit can be poisonous. Plus, when did this tree even appear? I don't remember seeing it when we got here.
I don't remember it either. But I'm famished, so we might as well dive in and live in the moment.
I knew it. Delicious.
Have some, Arya. It's so good.
No, I think I'm gonna pass.
Oh, come on. Have some. It's so good. So really
scrumptious, like... I don't know. Really?
Hey, hello, guys? What's happening here?
Arya, my Arya, Daria.
Rudy. Rudy?
Okay, what's going on here, guys? Stay with me. Are you high or something? Suddenly, I also noticed a cool fragrance in the air. It was particularly obvious around the fruit tree, but it spread out across the grassland. I had to get them out of here. Okay, come on. Let's head up that hill. It really looks like you two need to get some fresh air. But they totally ignored me and just began swaying in unison, shaking their heads and hips too, like they were immersed in some sort of trance music party.
Shake it. Shake it.
I am.
That's when I grabbed them both by the arms and began leading them up the hill, hoping that the walk would clear their heads. I practically had to carry Saara while almost dragging Kamaal by his arm. But we finally made it to the hilltop. The forest was far behind us. Now it was mostly clear land, although crops had been planted on some of the hillsides. And the bright light from the sky caused this flash blindness if you looked up. A circle had been created at the top of the hill, a perfect venue for meditation. I finally got both of them to sit down and close their eyes, but then the strangest thing happened. I began to receive glints of what was running through their heads. For Kamaal, I got...
Sharbat on a rainy afternoon, scooping black goldfish from a stream in the backwaters, a ringing sensation in my ears.
From Saara, I got the sensation of...
Landing a backflip in the school gym, right in front of the bleachers where Arya's sitting.
Whoa, it was like I could see their subconscious selves. It was a little embarrassing.
Can you feel the presence of the higher power in the food we've eaten? Can you feel the land beneath us and the sky above? Can you feel the uniqueness of this moment?
Kamaal, what are you talking about?
Feel it, buddy. Be grateful for our blessing.
Then I heard a roaring. Something was coming down a mountain. But from where? There were no mountains here. It was a familiar sound, though. I'd heard it before. And suddenly it was gone. We were back alone, seated there, the three of us, except Kamaal and Saara had gone from sitting to lying down. There were songs going through their heads now, calming them like a lullaby. Until they both just fell asleep. As they slept peacefully in a soft patch of grass touched by the sun, I thought about Mo and all that had happened this afternoon. Then I looked over at the lake. It was so beautiful, so serene. I thought about how nice it would be to just dip my toes in it for a second. Should I do it? I couldn't leave Saara and Kamaal, but the lake was only a few feet away from where they slept, and it would relax me, which I really needed. So keeping a close eye on them, I climbed down to the water's edge. But before I had time to take my shoes off, a sudden surge of water rippled across the lake, like a large wave from a passing boat. And then, without warning, out of the lake's depths, a huge creature appeared. It looked like an enormous reptile, a giant snake, like an anaconda, but 50 times bigger. The giant snake slithered towards me, cutting through the smooth surface of the murky water like a knife, coming closer and closer until it lashed out at me. It was so terrifying that I jolted back hard, causing a deep dent in the muddy banks of the lake. Oh my God. How could I possibly have the strength to cause a dent in land? Strangely enough, I felt no pain as my body continued to flood with fear. But then I thought about Saara and Kamaal. Saara! Kamaal! Run! Just then, a tidal wave of water flooded the shore. I knew I had to get out of there, and fast! I grabbed the branches of a bush and climbed higher and higher. Huge waves were exploding against the hill, swirling in giant eddies around tree trunks and boulder-sized gemstones. In no time at all, a fully fledged river began to form. A river that snaked down the hillside, across a wide expanse of grasslands and into the distance. The giant anaconda was still speeding towards me, its ugly head swinging from side to side, its forked tongue lashing out at me ferociously. It sent my heart racing. The river water had also picked up speed. The currents were ferocious, reminding me of white water in a river. Its angry waves boiling over rocks that had suddenly appeared, the water crisp and clear as it crashed over them. And before I knew it, I lost grip on the branch of a rapidly submerging tree and found myself swept away by the river. Oh my God! I was in shock, frantically grabbing at rocks to stop my momentum. I couldn't see the lake anymore, or the giant snake. I was being swept downstream at an astonishing speed, the current stronger than anything I could have imagined. I couldn't even see anything ahead of me. I just barely managed to grab onto a boulder and I clung onto it for my life. I tried to catch my breath, but I knew I didn't have long. The boulder was slippery and the water was relentless. And as I was swept away again, I looked down in horror. I was headed straight for rapids that had formed from practically nowhere. But then, I heard it. A sound. It was so familiar. But where did I hear that before? Wait a minute. Yes! I recognized it now. It was the sound of an avalanche of Rakshasas coming down the hill. A subconscious memory from my past. A subconscious fear, perhaps. I remembered that moment, that intense fear, like I was frozen, utterly helpless. I had used my Agnayastra to explode the Rakshasas, and then I landed in an unknown crevice. All I could see was the twilight sky above me, and I thought it was the end. I realized now, I felt the same way today. So was this the end? It felt like it. My body was limp, my heart raced, and my thoughts slowed down as sweet, beautiful images began to float through my mind of Ma, Pa, and Saara. What would she and Kamaal think when I didn't come back? That I deserted them? Never! But how would they know that? I felt awful that I dragged them into my story, and now, how would they get back to their own lives? Even though I'd learned all these amazing things in the past year that helped me grow, there were also times that I failed, and this was one of them. But suddenly, I thought to myself, maybe, just maybe, my death was part of some divine plan to keep them safe. The thought calmed me incredibly, and with that, my breathing slowed. I knew death was near, so I let go. I trust the process, and instead of fear, all I felt was peace for what was, what is, and what will be.
This may be the end of Season 2, but this story is far from over. Find out what the future holds for Arya and his friends in Season 3. Coming later this week.
My name is Bitu Saigal and I founded something called the Sanctuary Nature Foundation, and I edit a magazine called Sanctuary Asia.
A 40-year-old magazine about the environment in India.
And my job is to stop my generation from pillaging yours.
Tune in to hear the full interview with Shadow Realm creator Renita Hora and conservationist Bitu Saigal.
I am Renita. I am the creator of Shadow Realm and the Arya Chronicles series. I'm interested in understanding how that relates to the wild woods, which really is the setting of our story.
The wild woods of India are the soul of this planet.
The soul of this planet. Chills.
Every leaf is a solar panel, the ultimate solar panel. Every leaf feeds people and every leaf is fed by people. You can look at them as animals, but the fact is that they're just metaphors. They're metaphors for all of life.
unspoken layer.